Well, this is awkward. Yesterday I was messing with a Lucentbark Druid deck, and I decided it would be a good idea to add a Guardian Animals package. And then that same day, they nerfed Guardian Animals to be 8 mana instead of 7. But I think it's still worth trying out. It's nice for Lucentbark to not be the only power card in the deck, and Guardian Animals is still pretty strong when played.
Class is in session.
Celt is always nice. Could keep nature studies. Any ramp I find is pretty decent. What if I just mulligan for overgrowth, though?
This be our neck of the woods.
If I ever draw any ramp, this guy's in trouble. That's for sure. This thing's gonna do so much damage to me if I don't shoot it here. He'll reload with squirrels, but those can be hero powered. If I coin that out, I'm on 6 next turn. That's fine. We'll coin this and then just play some animals and then play more animals. And then hopefully the opponent will be dead. Oh, turn 7 Guardian Animals. OP. I guess we want Healing Touch out of these cards.
I feel bad for you.
Not really sure if it matters that much where I attack. I guess going here makes him use the weapon here, so he takes 1 more damage. Man, that was a really powerful turn 7. They should nerf that card. That's a pretty good minion. I can poke Helt into that thing.
I do love a good study session. I must have slain 100 or so.
2 mana 5/5 is pretty strong. Pop the Divine Shield and go ahead and shuffle the Zixor Prime. Zixor Prime would actually be pretty shitty next turn against these 5 health minions. But it's probably a good card to have in the hand overall.
I feel bad for you.
My next turn can be Healing Touch Germination, that's 7. Oh, I actually can't Lightning Bloom out a meaningful card with that. It's still pretty strong though. Bog Beam would be a really good draw. Actually, maybe the Zixor Prime would be pretty good here.
Refreshing.
Hopefully he doesn't play like Blessing of Authority or something like that. Even Blessing of Kings would be really strong here.
Can't wait to read these.
Reporting for duty.
That is also really strong. But I do have the overflow, so maybe it's not a total disaster. Could crystal power instead of overflowing? Overflowing seems pretty decent. I think I'm going to just lightning bloom it out. Bog beams would be really nice hits here. As long as he doesn't have another Libram of Justice, I think I'm okay. And I guess even if he does, it's not necessarily lethal. And if he doesn't lethal me here, I do have another revive for these Lucentbarks. It's probably not that easy, or probably not that hard to activate the Groundskeeper either. Wow, another Zixor. Zixor Druid. That's pretty strong. If I just play Zixor Prime here. This goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can full clear his board. That is pretty good. What could I do that would be better than that? Maybe a nasty Speaker Gidra. Biggest spell I have is 4, so this would be a 5/8. 5/8 doesn't really look great here. If I had like an overflow, this could be disgusting this turn. What else is there? This isn't active, this doesn't do anything. Probably don't need to draw cards when I have this much shit. Alright, so it's gotta just be a Zixor Prime, I think. Another Libram of Hope. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. Another Groundskeeper. Well, I definitely want to bump this and then revive my dudes, I think. Leaves me with 9 mana. Let's try to draw into a Groundskeeper activator. Oh, Germination. Well, Germination probably gets played this turn. So I'm out of heals, but next turn if I play 2 Wild Growths, I have 3 chances to draw one of my 2 activators. Sometimes even Nature Studies is good enough. And if I whiff on all of that, then there's a good chance I hit Zixor Prime, which is pretty good on its own. That's an obnoxious 5th point of health.
I do love a good study session.
The best defense is a great defense.
This is pretty scary. I could lose here. Okay, probably not gonna lose here. I guess I hero power to kill this. Go down to 10, go up to 15. I don't think I can really do anything about dying to exactly Justice plus Consecration. I guess I can just see what I draw into here. These are all kind of bad. So there is a small chance I die here, but it would have to be the second Justice and one of 2 Consecrations. And he is playing Blessing of Authority. I think that might replace a Libram of Justice sometimes. I'm not 100% sure what pure Paladin builds look like.
Impurity will not be tolerated.
Alright, I'm never dead to that. And I think if I'm not dead here, then I'm usually set up pretty nicely to win this game. Oh, I didn't even realize that Nature Studies I played last turn means that I can Speaker Gidra Guardian Animals. The Guardian Animals doesn't actually pull anything, but I get to make a 7/11 Wind Fury,
Follow the rule.
which is really strong given some of his minions. Although that is currently my last heal. I don't know if that'll be the play or not. It's pretty freaking strong though.
I do love a good study session.
So what would I do with my Wind Fury thing? It costs all of my mana. So I guess it would just be like, bump this Divine Shield, kill both of these. This trade's here.
How curious.
He's showing 15. And I have not much health in play. Wow, I'm actually still in a lot of danger of dying here.
A clear garden for a clear.
Power is what you seek. Knowledge is what I love.
I probably was supposed to kill this 4/5. I'm actually pretty low on heals here. I might still lose this game. I felt like I was in a pretty good spot, but I don't know. Paladin pumps out the threats. Those devout pupils are really obnoxious to deal with. I think if he didn't have that second devout pupil next turn, this would have been pretty free. But the stats lined up really, really cleanly. I do know, though, that most of his hand is probably garbage. 2 first day of school cards, and then 2 Lightforged Crusader cards that apparently weren't good enough to play last turn. Although I guess that could be like Tyrion or something, I don't know. I might regret missing that attack with my hero power last turn. Good old Zixor. Well, this looks like it might be a Speaker Gidra turn. I guess if I play Zixor Prime, I need board space, so I would like trade this off, and then I just bump, bump, bump. Value trade, value trade. That's pretty reasonable. By Speaker Gidra. Bump, bump, bump.
How curious.
I actually think Zixor Prime lines up a little better here.
It's wisdom you lack.
I'm at 23, so I can eat this.
Let the time run low.
I guess I just go full value trade mode. That Reliquary Prime that he generated might be a bit of an issue, but probably not. Oh, one consideration with, I was wondering if I should value trade or push a little damage there, but I think I'm probably going to cast this Overflow this game, so pushing a little bit of damage didn't matter that much.
Reporting for duty.
Your presence offends me.
If I do cast the Overflow here, then I can no longer Speaker Gidra with a big spell.
Nature speaks through us.
Actually, I guess Overflow here just makes this big enough.
Sands of time run low.
This place.
Your presence offends me.
Listen. This not who is not.
Oh shit, I picked up a Bog Beam. Probably should have shot his 4-2. Whatever. Alright, so I am going to be taking a bit of fatigue, but as long as he doesn't hit exactly Justice, Consecration, number 2 on each of those, I should be fine. And I know 2 of the card. Well, I guess I don't actually know what this Lightforged Crusader card does. Two mana, so it's probably just like a shot bot or something. Could be an Argent Braggart. 5/7. Bog Beam lines up pretty nicely. Nothing in my hand other than Bog Beam does any damage here. So we're just looking at Bog Beam, value trade. I have 17. So I guess if he plays a board clear here, maybe I could still win by reloading with Lake Thresher plus Rising Winds. What if he plays Reliquary Prime? That thing has 8 health. I hit it twice. He goes up to 17. I guess I need to play Lake Thresher to beat that. And with the Lake Thresher down, I may as well just play an Eagle. I don't think I'm worried about this. Well, can he play Library of Hope?
I must have slain 100 or so.
Alright, looks like we got there.
The battle is over. You win.
That was a bit of a struggle.
Elise versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin.
Class is in session.
That's a lot of ramp. Fuck it, we'll keep this hand. This can be a really early Lucentbark or Guardian Animals.
Let me work my magic.
Oh, that one's nice. Let's just go ahead and kill this thing. And then we can Nature Studies on 2, Overgrowth on 3. Oh, well I guess I just want to play Guardian Animals next turn. Have to spend all of these. If I just ramp into Overgrowth here, I'm on 5 mana next turn, but overloaded, so I'm at 3. I'm just gonna Nature Studies here. I think I like Claw. I'm gonna be... After I cast Overgrowth, I shouldn't be in that desperate need of mana. So the Innervate's probably not gonna help me much. Just take the Claw, because it heals for 2, basically. Pretty sure I'm playing Guardian Animals here. I don't know. There's only one thing to attack into. Maybe I do actually just play Overgrowth. Yeah, this is fine. There's not much point in playing Guardian Animals when there's nothing to use the rush on. Alright, let's see if this one gets frozen. Gonna be on 5 mana next turn. Let's just go ahead and coin this out. If I don't play this here, then I can't play it next turn unless I coin it. So, may as well get it down here. The longer it's in play, the more value it gets.
Let me work my magic. Magical.
Lore Keeper Polkelt is pretty good. Yeah, I think I Polkelt here.
Power is what you seek.
Guardian Animals is probably the better draw than Lucentbark, but either of them is quite strong.
If power is what you seek, knowledge is what I provide.
The Polkelt Mirror. I wonder if he's also drawing into Guardian Animals next turn. So I actually could bury this Lucentbark to guarantee the animals this turn. Honestly, that's probably responsible.
How curious.
I don't want to let the Face Hunter win a game he doesn't deserve to win.
It is wisdom you lack.
This is just better at not taking damage than Lucentbark is. Yep, there's this thing. I'm playing Overflow this turn. I probably do want 2 Overflows, actually. Because I'm drawing into Groundskeepers, potentially.
It is wisdom you lack.
Yeah, so this should be a Kill Command or an Eagle Hornbow or something. Next turn I just double Groundskeeper and it ends the game. Sure,
I
that card
can't hold any more
is
cards.
whatever. I actually thought I was drawing it, but it doesn't really matter at all.
Wisdom you lack.
That Kill Command he just drew is probably very strong. Alright, after playing with this deck for a bit, I think Lucentbark is probably not going to be joining the meta anytime soon. I think I did like the addition of Guardian Animals to the deck, but after being nerfed to 8 mana, I think Guardian Animals is not enough to carry the deck, even though I think it does make it better. One thing that I actually didn't think about when the nerf was announced is that Guardian Animals going from 7 to 8 actually makes Speaker Gidra quite a bit worse, because you can't play them in the same turn. So I think Speaker Gidra is probably pretty cuttable from this deck at this point. Another card that's maybe cuttable is the Sphere of Sapience. I feel like it's not as important to have this card now that we have 3 big payoff cards rather than just one. And it's also kind of bad with the Druid hero power. So Sphere is another replaceable card. Now, as far as what you actually replace these 2 cards with, I think you have a lot of options. It could be as simple as just playing a couple copies of Wrath, just to have a little bit more removal. You could add back in a Healing Touch. That was a card I ended up cutting, but maybe it was fine. I actually felt like I found myself in quite a lot of situations where Swipe would have been a good card, so maybe worth looking at. You could maybe consider just playing Ysera Unleashed in this deck. I feel like that would help a lot with the Paladin matchup, because it felt like my Lucentbarks just kind of got, you know, killed over and over again until I was out of heals. It does make the Polkelt a little bit more awkward, having a 9-drop at the top, so not totally sure about that. But maybe you go like 1 Ysera, 1 Swipe or something, and that could be an improvement to the deck. Something else you could try with Lucentbark is a totally different package with untapped potential. There are a lot of choose one spells that are like pretty good activators for Groundskeeper. It's a bit of an engine you can play for the deck that doesn't involve Guardian Animals. And you get access to some pretty good healing cards, like Hidden Oasis. So that could be a way to go. But overall, I'm not sure that there's much improvement for this deck that could push it into being viable.